Me and only me, debunking the cultural assumptions of the only child. I am a walking disease, doomed to become spoiled, selfish, lonely, and socially awkward. At least those are some of the stereotypes I've heard about only children. My name is Haley Cook, and I am a 16-year-old Hispanic female and an only child. Growing up without siblings has shaped my life in many ways. On the positive side, I've always had my own space and my parents' full attention. However, I have no siblings to stand up for me, and I've lost my best friend to jealousy. I wrote this autobiography to challenge the stereotypes of only children and share my own experiences as I debunk cultural assumptions. Growing up, I've never felt different from any of my classmates. We were all just kids who wanted to be loved, play games, and feel included. It wasn't until I met my best friend Amy in the 3rd grade that I started to feel out of place. I met Amy when she was crying on the playground. She was sad because her friend didn't want to play with her anymore. I told her, "Don't worry, I'll be your friend." I thought Amy was so cool. She was the class clown, loved to talk and take charge. We made great friends because I was quiet, liked to listen, and didn't mind her high energy. We were inseparable, sitting next to each other in class during lunch. And I love going to school because I would get to hang out with my best friend Amy. One day, I decided to invite Amy to my house for a play date. This was when she realized I was an only child. She saw that I had my own bedroom, restroom, closet filled with clothes and shoes, a room full of toys, and my very own art room. She turned to me and said, "You're a spoiled brat. It's not fair that you get to have all these things to yourself, and I have to share with my sister." I told Amy, "You are lucky to have a sister to talk to and share moments with." I tried to explain to her that it's not my fault that I didn't have any siblings to share it with. But she didn't care. From that day on, Amy made it a habit to call me a spoiled brat. I would tell her to stop, but despite my protests, she didn't. She made me feel belittled, and I continued to be her friend because I didn't have any other friends. Fast forward to Valentine's Day in the 6th grade. My parents gave me a pink and white plush sushi because I love to eat sushi. I took the plushie to school to use as a fidget toy. While in the locker room, Amy walks in and sees the sushi. "What is this?" Amy asks. I told her it was a Valentine's Day gift from my parents. "Ooh, so cool. Can I see it?" Amy asks. I handed the plush sushi to Amy. She grabs the pencil and starts to continuously stab the sushi in anger. I told her to stop, but she said, "This is what my sister does to my things, so I'm going to do it to your things. So you know what it feels like to have a mean sister." I tried to take the sushi away from her, and that's when she grabbed me and dug her fingernails into my arm. I was caught off guard and filled with confusion and shock. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, "It's not fair, you spoiled brat. My parents didn't get me anything for Valentine's Day. You get everything." I was able to pull my arm away and get my beat-up sushi plush away from her. That moment in the locker room left me stunned. I have never felt so attacked just for being an only child. When I finally got home, I let my tears run down my face as I told my mom what happened. We decided to call Amy's mom and let her know what happened. Amy's mom apologized and explained that Amy and her sister were struggling to get along. She said she would talk to Amy and apologize for Amy's actions. My mom hugged me, made me feel better. She washed my sushi, making it look brand new again, but she was not able to wash away the emotional scars left deep inside me. I questioned if Amy felt she could pick on me because I didn't have an older sibling to protect me. I admire that Shawnee has an older brother to defend her. When Wes found out what happened, Wes flew out the door to find Letitia. He told Letitia, if I ever hear about you touching her again, the last thing you will have to worry about is a bloody nose. I don't have a sibling that will come to my rescue and defend me, but I do have people who love me that would do anything for me. My mom came to my rescue, and just like Shahani, who had her Aunt Bibi demanded to know why Letitia hit Shani. I also have protective aunts. I don't need siblings for protections. I have a large Mexican family ready to support me. At school, I did have some moments where I felt alone, but when I am at home, I rarely get lonely or bored because I have developed skills to entertain myself. I have an imaginary world in my head where I create story ideals for a comic book. I make crafts, play games on my phone, and can be easily entertained by watching water drip. I can even play games with my parents weekly. Kids who have siblings have each other for entertainment. When the author Wes gets bored, he has a sister to pick on. Wes said, I got bored and looked around for alternative entertainment. The only thing available was my sister. I began to lightly punch her in the arm. Wes got in trouble for hitting his sister. As an only child, I never got in trouble for hitting my siblings because I don't have any. Being an only child is rare. In fact, I only know one other person who is an only child. My art teacher's daughter, Lily. She goes to the same school as me and has just turned 16. I interviewed Lily to get her perspective on being an only child. Her favorite thing about being an only child is being able to relax whenever she wants to. She does not feel like her parents are overprotective and has a close relationship with them. Unlike me, Lily is often alone at home, leading her to feel lonely. Sometimes she wishes she had siblings because having someone around would be fun. Some stereotypes that Lily heard are that only children are weird and spoiled. Lily admits that growing up as an only child has caused her to only think about herself. But as she gets older, she learns how to be more considerate. Personally, I have never just thought about myself. I have always been emotionally aware of other people's feelings. Lily and I enjoy being only children, but not every kid with no siblings feels the same. A YouTuber by Tina Ray uploaded a video titled Being an Only Child to share how much she hates being an only child. She mentions not having anyone to play sports or board games with because they require more than one person to play. When it comes to cleaning the house, she must do it all alone because she has no siblings to help her. Tina says being an only child also gives you really awkward and horrible social skills. For me, it's hard to make friends because I'm not used to interacting with actual people my age. Like me, she also only knows one other person that is an only child. I share Tina's YouTube video because her perspective of being an only child is different from mine. She does not like it. This shows that only children can have different experiences and feelings, so therefore they cannot all be placed under a single stereotype. The belief that children without siblings are spoiled, selfish, lonely, and socially strained may have originated in 1896, when psychologist Stanley Hall frequently quoted that being an only child is a disease within itself. In 2008, 3 psychologists, Renee Montes, Christian Indus, Jerry Akali from the Center of Behavioral and Health Science conducted an experiment to find out what people thought about only children. They published the results in the Journal of Research and Personality titled Accuracy of Only Children Stereotypes. The experiment asked 200 people, where 24 of them were only children, to describe personality traits of an only child. The overall rating about only children demonstrated that they were believed to be emotionally unstable, cold, hostile, uncaring, obstinate, and arrogant. In turn, individuals who were raised together with brothers and or sisters are perceived as more straightforward, altruistic, generous, happy, and liberal. The 3 researchers concluded that the results did not reflect self-descriptions of only children. It is important to stop the stereotypes of only children. We can also be straightforward, unselfish, sociable, happy, and liberal, just like the kids with siblings. It's time to put an end to the stereotypes of only children. I am thankful that I was able to overcome the belittling feelings I had growing up. I am an only child filled with kindness, empathy, and selflessness. I was able to help Amy when she was sad. I am not weak or incapable of defending myself. I have taken karate and jiu-jitsu. I may not have siblings to defend me, but I have my family's support. I may be a little socially awkward, but who isn't? I still have the social ability to make friends. I rarely feel lonely because I have my friends, family, and my imagination for entertainment. Most importantly, I'm not a spoiled brat. I just don't have siblings to share my things with. I hope my autobiography helped give you a different perspective on only children. We are just kids who want to be loved, play games, and feel included.